How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Sun and Moon. Last time we continued exploring the Shady House here in Po Town, or more so the Shady Mansion, because this place is freaking huge. Anyway, we battled some more Team Skull grunts, we found more passwords of the month for Team Skull, and then we made our way to this final room here in the house, where the boss of Team Skull Guzma is waiting for us in, I guess, his room, but also his throne? The hated boss who beats you down and never lets up. Yeah, Big Bad Guzma is here. I don't really get you, kid, but at least this is a change of pace. It's not every day someone comes straight to me for a beating. I'm not here for you, Guzma. I'm here for that Pokémon. For that young goose. Oh, how sweet of you to help out a sad little girl. And you came all the way here just for that, huh? Can't you just watch out for your own Pokémon and stay out of other people's business? You're one messed up kid. You want to know what I do when some machine messes up? The first thing I do is give it a nice hard smack. I mean, most of the time, I smash it to pieces. But hey, what can you do? Now let's see if I can't fix you. Here we go, we have been challenged by the boss of Team Skull, Guzma. And once again, just like when we faced him in the Mali Garden, he only has 2 Pokémon. They are higher level though, thank God. The first one of which is actually his ace Pokémon, Golisopod, level 37, Bug Water type, emergency exit for the ability. With the moves, First Impression, which it's using right now, Razor Shell, and Swords Dance. Alright, I'm going for the Shadow Claw here just to see if I can get that critical hit. No, I did not. Well, no matter what we do, unless I do get a super crit this time, Emergency Exit is going to activate and Golisopod is going to be out of here. Yeah, Shadow Claw isn't really effective on Golisopod, and I don't have a very stronger Grass-type move, even though it also would resist that. Anyway, Golisopod is out of here, so let's go over his second and final Pokemon, Ariados, level 36, Bug Poison type, with Swarm for the ability. With the moves Fell Stinger, Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, and Infestation. He's probably going to go for the Sucker Punch or the Shadow Sneak right here. Went for the Sucker Punch. Alright, very good. Nice. Managed to avoid it. That would have been very super effective against Decidueye, so I'm very glad I didn't stay in. The Sucker Punch is going to land this time, though, because Salazzle is using an attacking move. It's using Flame Burst, which is definitely going to be enough to take down Ariados. Very... I think I said out and down at the same time there. It took out Ariados. Alright, and Golisopod is going to be coming back in, so I think I'll switch into Beware. Just because, you know, we want some more experience with Beware, want it to be kind of even with the team. So we will take out the Golisopod with a little bit of damage left on it. With probably a Return or a Brutal Swing? Let's go for Return. Let's see if Beware loves me more than it did before. Beware does in fact love me a little more than it did before. Aw, Beware, I love you too. Just don't crush my innards when you hug me. Anyways, we have defeated the boss of Team Skull, Guzma, once again. Guzma, what is wrong with you? Yo, give the Pokemon back to the kid, now. Eek. I'm gonna beat you down one of these days, no matter whose help I need to do it. Well, Guzma's been defeated. Young Goose is safe, although it ended up leaving the room on its own, so maybe it's not after all. Nonetheless, we can come over to the treasure chest inside of Guzma's room and pick up a Buginium Z, one of probably like 200 that's sitting in that chest. Before we exit, though, I want to have a bit of fun. I want to sit in Guzma's throne. Excuse me, but you're not the boss. What's the deal, homie? You're not the boss of me. Yeah, you can have a fun little moment with a Team Skull Grunt coming into the throne room / bedroom, and you can have them make a Malcolm in the Middle reference. It's pretty cool. If we sit back down in the throne, it actually comes up with a bit of dialogue that the chair looks like it's been slammed countless times by angry fists. Yeah, that seems like it would be a Guzma thing to do. Anyway, we now will make the long trek back out of the Shady House, going through the places we've been before, and you're sitting here on top of the roof still, even though your boss already left and probably, technically, canonically gave you orders to go somewhere else, and you guys are still here too. Okay, maybe not. I guess Guzma doesn't care about these specific grunts, especially the one that is on the roof while it's pouring down rain. Well, that's it for the Shady House, so now let's exit Po Town. Have I got you to thank for this? They must have been scared half to death if it's glad to see a wretch like me. What a lot of hassle. A trial goer, huh? Figures. Look, I'm not gonna fight someone who's taking on Team Skull. I healed your Pokémon up, so go. Just go. Though, looking around now, it seems like there are fewer Team Skull folks around today than usual. Huh. I guess some of them might have run off after seeing their boss get beat. Uncle Nanu! And here comes the noise again. Oh, I'm so sorry. You must have been so scared, huh? Thanks, James. Really, you're really something. Uncle, you're a great police officer, aren't you? I really hope that you're keeping a good eye on things here. What else do you stay here for, if you're not putting a stop to Team Skull shenanigans? The rent's real cheap. No one else is crazy enough to stay this close to Team Skull after all. That's what you say, but it's really all for the Pokémon, isn't it? You could depend on the Aether Foundation to look after the Pokémon that Team Skull hurts, but you stay here to look out for them, huh? Come on, young goose, let's get you back to Aether House. I'll come back to see you soon, Uncle! No one's asking you to. Then come by Aether House when you're done. Alola! Pokemon tucked up in their Pokeballs. Team Skull locked up in their little town. I wonder if either enjoys the experience. And I thought Professor Samuel Oak was the poet. Apparently Nanu here is even more deep and philosophical. Anyway, we could go to the Aether House to help Acerola deliver the young goose to the sad little girl, as Guzma put it, but there's actually a number of side quests that we can still do on other islands, and that's what I'm gonna do now. So first and foremost, I'm gonna return to Mele Mele Island, and I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon Research Lab, or at least the Melemele Sea by the Research Lab. Cause there's actually a place in 10 Carat Hill we have yet to explore, but we can only access it by water. So first and foremost, let's use Tauros to break these rocks, because we don't want that to be a thing. I knew I was going to run into a Pokemon. I should have done the repel first. Alright, after we run from this Wingull, we're going to use a repel, and then we're going to hopefully go uninterrupted through everything else. Okay. Level 43 Decidueye against a level 7 Wingull. That would be abuse. Okay, let's go into the bag, and we're gonna use the repel. Let's go to my free space so I can use the super repel. There we go. Okay, I have 100 super repels. I am probably gonna be good throughout this next episode, going through all of this stuff. So, on the Melemele Sea, next to the research lab, there's actually a pair of rocks, or a big pile of rocks, that we can break down with Sharpedo Jet. You could come here immediately after getting Sharpedo Jet, but it kind of would have broken the flow of the episode, and doing this thing with Guzma, it allows me to now do other things before I continue advancing the story. Alright, let's break through with Sharpedo. And let's go onto this remote island here in the middle of the Melemele Sea to pick up a TM for Rock Slide, TM80. I don't think I'll particularly use it, but I mean, it's nice to show it off. Trainer tips. If you find a Pokemon egg after you've left a regional variant at the nursery, it can hatch into another regional variant of that Pokemon. Ah, very, very nice. Although, it's kind of weird that there's a trainer tips site out in the middle of an island that not many people would go to. Alright, we're gonna stick with Sharpedo, actually. Well, it defaults to the ride Pokemon you previously used. Yes, I will use another repel. I need to break through these rocks first, actually, before I can continue making my way over to the Melemele Sea, located by the 10 Carat Hill, because this is where we need to go. So, let's see, the pile of rocks is right here. Break through this one here, and enter the 10 Carat Hill through this little side hole. And it's got a nice little ravine here that doesn't really last long, because it ends up in a cave area with a TM inside. TM64 for Explosion. Now, I'm not really a fan of, like, these moves, Self-Destruct, Explosion, or any move that makes you faint. I think, what's the one that Auto-knows use? Healing Pulse? Healing Pulse or something like that? Where basically it causes your Pokemon to faint, and then it makes the opposing Pokemon weak enough to faint or whatever. There's actually a Stardust here from the Broken Rock. That's pretty nice, actually. Yeah, I'm not really fans of these moves. They're kind of cool. They're very powerful, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not a fan of them. I think there's actually an item on here that I missed. Indeed there is. It is a rare candy. That is actually extremely useful. Wow. Okay, cool. Anyway, that is actually it now for the stuff I wanted to show on Melemele, at least during the daytime. I'll probably come back here in the next episode when it's nighttime. Well, that just means I have to record at night now, so okay. I was gonna do other things, but I need to show these other stuff off, so yeah, I'll probably just record again at night. Let's see, now I need to go to Akala Island, because there's a couple things I can do on Akala. Looking at my notes, okay, I know exactly where I want to go, and I'm actually hovered right over the first one, Hano Grand Resort. Let's return to the Hano Grand Resort, Halo Grand Resort, Halo Grand Resort, Halo Reach, Halo Infinite. Alright, returning to the Hano Grand Resort, although it does really sound like, if you say Hano really fast, it sounds like you could be saying Holo, and then, you know, you could say Halo. Anyway, we didn't really explore the Hano Grand Resort, because when we first entered here, Faba from the Aether Foundation basically interrupted us as soon as we approached this archway. So, let's explore some of this resort. I think there's actually some items we can pick up too, in fact. Would you like to show me how much your Pokemon have grown since joining your team? Sure, you're an evaluation guy. Okay, I like you. I like you type of people. Well, Decidueye's been with me since the very start, so we might as well have Decidueye be our example. Dear Decidueye was only level 5 when you first met, and now it's level 43. That is some amazing growth. I can feel your deep love for your Pokémon. How'd you grow together? By walking the same path with someone else? Let me give you this as a reward for showing me how far you two have come along. A footprint ribbon. Oh, I thought you gave me an item. You just gave me a ribbon. I mean, that's kind of cool. Now Decidueye is special compared to other Decidueyes. How about you? It's my solemn duty to teach a move to a mythical Pokémon. Although I'm on vacation, I could teach a move to your mythical Pokémon. What do you say? I probably don't have the mythical you want, so I guess I'll say no. Although I could probably speak to you and you'll say, hey, show me your such and such mythical and I'll teach it this, but it's whatever. Hey, look, a Machamp. Would you just look at those biceps? Oh, they're bulging with strength. They're practically big enough to burst. Can you even imagine how far you'd be able to drive a golf ball with those muscles? Machamp seems kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, let's stop these two golfers. Excuse you? What do you think you're doing? We hired this big fella to be our caddy. And we're in the middle of something important right now, so how about you get off my grill? Yeah, get lost, would you? Well, we're facing a pair of golf buddies, Terra and Tina. They each have one Pokemon, and they have Oricorio and Oricorio. Okay. Well, at least we see two different Oricorio styles instead of, them having the same one. I guess it helps that there are 4 Oricorio styles in total. This is actually a little bad, because the electric one, I don't really have anything for that, so I think I'll go for the Shadow Claw on the pink one, because it's super effective because it's psychic flying, and the electric flying one, the cheerleader, I guess I'll just use Pollen Puff because it's same type attack bonus. Oh, they're level 25, but the Oricorio still survived. I just noticed they were level 25. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like they're level 10 or lower, but I'm still shocked that it lived. I guess electric and flying resisting bug isn't too far-fetched. Well, no matter what we do now, it will probably faint, so I'm just gonna go for a Leafage with Decidueye, and I'll just use Psychic on the other one. I mean, Ribomb's gonna go first anyway, so it didn't really matter what I did with Decidueye, regardless. So, down goes the Oricorios, and that will be it for this battle against these golf buddies. What is up with you? I know, right? Just totally killed the mood. Let's go. Jeez, you little... What was that, huh? You trying to be a hero or something? What you going to that for, huh? I'm not a Pokemon. I'm a born and bred human being, duh. This is just a costume. Like, seriously, dude, did you just have to here to ruin my day? Going and blowing all the hard work I put into disguising myself as a Machamp caddy? I was gonna make some real bank off this job. And then you had to come along and try to rescue me. Man, I wanna cry right now, but I knew you were trying to help. I can't get mad for what you did, so here, just take this. TM45 for Attract. This is a really, really weird side thing. Now get lost. don't talk to me again. Okay, I'll do what you say, buddy. I think that's enough for the Hano Grand Resort. I don't feel like exploring anything else. I think that was only the real other important thing I wanted anyway, so, I'm just gonna get on out of here, and I'm gonna probably bleach my eyes. Anyway, let's just exit the Grand Resort now, because there's actually something I want to do back at the Dimensional Research Lab in Hiya City, so let's make our way over there right now. Thankfully, it's really, really close by. Alright, let's enter the research lab, and I think I want to talk to Professor Bernette, actually, for this thing. So let's head on up to the 3rd floor. And let's go speak to Professor Bernette. There she is. You defeated Olivia, didn't you? To commemorate your victory, I'll give you a special item. The reveal glass. Oh, well, go figure. You are originally from Generation 5 spin-off game. The item I just gave you is a reveal glass. It's a looking glass that changes the shape of Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus. Mirrors can be scary, can't they? Sometimes, after I work through the night, I look into the mirror and I seem to see a stranger staring back at me. Well, that sounds like a you problem, actually. Maybe you shouldn't work very late nights. Anyway, there's one more thing that I want to do in this episode as a little side quest thing before ending off. And I believe I need to go back to the Mally Garden in order to do that. But there's some other things in there's another thing in Mally City at nighttime I want to do too, so it ends up working out. No, I didn't mean to open X for my menu. I meant to open the D-pad. I meant to open the ride pager with the D-pad to use Charizard Glide. And if my R button would work, thank you, I would like to fly back to Mally City. And I want to return to the Mally Garden, because I do believe that a little girl in the Mally Garden will now allow me to take a quiz for an item. So let me go back to the Mally Garden real quick, and I think the little girl was like halfway into the garden or something like that. Like, was she over this way? This is gonna be a little tough trying to figure out. Was it you? No, you were a trainer. Let's see. Long story short, I scoured through all of the Mally Garden, and the little girl I was looking for was not here. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that I technically cannot do this until after I clear the grand trial on Ula Ula Island. Now, that begs the question, or not begs the question, but rather, that leads to another complaint I kind of have about this game. There are lots of little niche things you can do with little side quests when you get certain things, like, for example, what we saw earlier with the Sharpedo Jet. Once we finally got that, we could go back to 10 Carat Hill in the Melee Melee Sea, and we could get new items. After defeating Olivia, like we just saw before this cut here, we got a reveal glass from Professor Bernette for defeating Kahuna Olivia. I could have gotten that a long time ago, but that slipped my mind until this instance. But apparently, there are certain things I can't do until after defeating the Grand Trials, and honestly, it just kind of sucks, because then it's a matter of, do I go back and I do all of these things I can do after doing this thing, and interrupt the flow of story progress? Could I have structured things better? Yeah, probably, but it's still a little annoying, especially when planning out a Let's Play. It's okay when you're playing on your own time, but when you're planning out a Let's Play for these games, it really, really sucks. Anyway, so long story short, I can't do what I wanted to do here in Mally Garden during the day, so that is technically gonna do it for this episode of Pokemon Sun and Moon. Hopefully the things I want to do at nighttime in Mally City, or the thing I want to do in Mally City at nighttime, also isn't locked behind clearing the Grand Trial, otherwise I'm probably gonna scream my head off. but there are still more things I want to show off at nighttime, and then after that, we will continue story progress. So until then, thank you for watching, and I will catch you later.